everybody, welcome back to another episode of Creations with Christina, and today we're working on the Paisley cartridge, and we're going to work on the card tab function key, and we're going to go ahead and cut out this butterfly card, which is located on page 48, which is the umbrella shape. So we're going to cut that out, as well as the shift key to make a liner for the front of our card. And then on my basics video, I think I told you on page 64, this Paisley, that is my favorite. This was a card. Well, it's not. It's an envelope. So we're going to go ahead and cut that out as well. So let's start with cutting out our card. I'm going to set all of my, I'm going to set my size at 4.5 inches. My speed is up as high. The pressure's on high. And then I have my blade set at 6 because this is, well, this pattern paper and cardstock is pretty heavy. So we're going to go ahead and hit our card tab key, our umbrella, and then we're going to go ahead and cut out our card. Okay, now that we have our card cut out, I'm going to go ahead and cut out our liner here for our card. So I'm going to make sure I have the shift key hit, the card tab key, and I'm going to hit the umbrella. And I still have everything set at 4.5 inches, and I'm going to go ahead and cut out the liner for the front of my card. Okay, now that I have my card cut out, I'm going to go ahead and cut out my envelope, which again is on page 64, which is the Paisley. So I'm going to have my card tab key set, and then I'm going to select the Paisley. And again, I have still everything set at 4.5 inches and the same pressure, and we're just going to go ahead and cut that. Okay, before we get started assembling our card, what I did was I ended up cutting out my front of my card in a different pattern paper because I really didn't like it, but I'm going to save the butterfly from the inside of this to use on our envelope. So this is the envelope, and I went ahead and did all the score lines, and I did use my ATG gun for this, and this is the second time filming this. I messed up my envelope as I was assembling it. So we're just going to go ahead and add or close up our envelope here and our flap, and this card actually works just like the envelope rather, has a little slot here so you can stick the flap down inside. So that's the envelope, and what I'm going to do is just going to add some adhesive to my butterfly and just stick that right on the front of my card, because this I probably won't mail because I usually see, you know, family or whoever for their birthday. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that right on the front. So there we go, that's our card. Okay, so let's go ahead and do our envelope. I always say card. Let's go ahead and do our card. First thing I'm going to do is start by putting my liner on, but I went ahead and pre-scored all of our score lines. So we're just going to go ahead and fold this up. And then this does create a little slit here, so you can put the back of your card right inside the slot. And now I'm going to go ahead and start assembling the front of our card. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do dimensionals on this to pop it up. And I'm just going to fill this up with lots of dimensionals. And then this will just go right on the front of our card. Okay, so what I did was I cut a little piece of satin ribbon, and I just am going to run that right through, and I probably should have tied this on before, but what are you going to do? And this is just the dark chocolate paper tray ink satin ribbon, and I'm just going to tie a knot right on here, and we'll trim our tails. Okay, now that I have my ribbon tied on, I'm going to go ahead and add some Prima flour that I added a little brad to, and the brad is from Making Memories Flea Market button and flower brads, and my Primas are called Press and Petals, and I got these at my local scrapbook store. So I'm just going to go ahead and adhere that right here by using some glue dots. So that'll go right here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start working on the inside of our card now. What I did was, this is the Coordinations sanded paper, and what I did was I cut this at 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, and I ran it through my Big Shot using my Swiss Dots Cuttlebug folder, and then sanded it using my Tim Holtz sander, and that's what brings out the color, which is a lighter shade of teal. And I'm just going to go ahead and put that right in there so that it pops through on the front of the card. So I'm just going to go ahead and add some adhesive. I'm actually going to add the adhesive right to my card so I know where it goes. And I probably should have done this before I added the ribbon and brad to the front of my card, but what are you going to do? So this is measured at 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, and I'm just going to stick that right here. And then I cut another piece of the same color that I used for the card at 4 by 4, and I'm just going to adhere that down to my card. I wrote on here what size it was, so I remember to tell you what size I cut it at. And that'll go right here. Okay, and then I cut another piece of the Coordinations at 4 1/2 by 3 1/2, and I'll adhere that right to the other flap. Right here, and I want to make sure it's kind of lined up so it's even with the other side. And then again, another piece of the same paper at 4 by 3 1/4. Again, I wrote it on my paper so I remember the size, because I always forget, especially if I can't sit down right after I cut all my pieces and make my video. So, and then what you can also do is, if you wanted to, you can add another piece of Prima to the inside, if I can get the container open. There we go. And there we go, right on the top is the same color that I used for the, and I'll just use a glue dot to stick that on. Stick that right here, and then later on I'll add just a little piece of little bling or something for the inside. So, alright, that is our card. That's how you put together the card on the Paisley cartridge. So if you have any questions, feel free to contact me, and otherwise I'll see you in the next video. So thanks for watching another episode of Creations with Christina. See you next time. Bye!